Hello friends, are you currently relaxing on your sofa or lying in your bed? Well, if I tell you that the place where you are right now once was boiling with 8500 degrees Fahrenheit about 4.5 billion years ago. Can you believe it? And if that's not enough to blow your mind, then please be aware of that the very same spot you are lying on was also completely covered in ice for millions of years. All of these are hard to imagine, right? But all of these are true. In this video, we are going on a journey 4.5 billion years back in time to witness the birth of our amazing planet Earth and how we have evolved into the advanced civilization what we are today. So friends, get ready for an incredible adventure. The current location of our solar system was once occupied by a vast expanse of gases and dust particles. According to scientific findings, a distant star existed away from this cloud of gases and particles. Over time, this star underwent a gradual depletion of its energy, ultimately resulting in a massive explosion. Due to this explosion, the dust particles began to collide and combine, gradually transformed into large stones and asteroids due to the immense pressure and temperature. As a result of the immense pressure exerted, the radioactive particles contained within this cloud generated gravitational force at the center. Consequently, due to the gravity, hydrogen and helium gases began to accumulate towards the core of the cloud. This event substantially increased the pressure at the core of the cloud, which led to a significant explosion again, resulting in the birth of the Sun. The asteroids, having substantial mass, approached the Sun and began orbiting at a considerable high velocity. As a consequence of this rapid rotation, the asteroids began to collide with each other, which resulted to the formation of planets such as Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. According to scientists, there was a planet called Theia orbiting the Sun at that time. Its orbit was located between Earth and Mars. Because of the gravity of Earth, some of the asteroids that were orbiting the Sun began to orbit Earth now, causing them to fall onto the surface of Earth for the next billions of years. The same thing was happening on our neighboring planet Theia also, and as a result, Theia was getting closer to Earth and finally collided, causing a massive explosion. As a result of this massive explosion, particles from Earth were dispersed into the space and started rotating the planet through the formation of a ring. These rotating particles within the ring began to collide with each other, leading to the formation of our moon. There was only one sea on Earth at that time, which was the sea of boiling lava with a temperature of 1900 degrees Celsius. Everything was boiling then, which we now know by different names. Over time, the Earth gradually became colder. As a result, heavy materials such as metals and radioactive elements that were originally on the surface became concentrated at the center, while the lighter materials rose to the surface. For millions of years, asteroids fell on the Earth like raindrops. These asteroids contained salts, minerals, and water, which slowly accumulated on the surface. This accumulation of water eventually filled the surface completely with water. According to scientists, this was the time when microbes began to form. The core of our planet, made up of radioactive materials, remained extremely hot. However, as the surface of Earth cooled and solidified, the heat from the core became trapped and resulted in the formation of volcanoes on the surface. These volcanoes emerged in various locations and were continuously releasing lava for millions of years. As a result, solid land masses began to form over the water around the volcanoes. During this period, there was no atmosphere on Earth, leading to a continuous bombardment of asteroids on the surface. The formation of the atmosphere on Earth began around 3 billion years ago. 2.5 billion years in the past, some living creatures were there on Earth which started utilizing the sunlight and minerals of water for their living, and by this process, these creatures used to discharge oxygen in the atmosphere. During this time, most of the volcanic eruptions on the surface were also stopped, and due to this microbacteria, oxygen level in the atmosphere started increasing. As the time passed by, cracks were formed on the tectonic plates of the Earth and boiling lava got exposed for next millions of years. Due to this reason, carbon dioxide level became extremely high in the Earth's atmosphere and acid rain started. Due to this acid rain, the temperature of Earth started reducing, and it reduced to such an extent that all the water on the Earth's surface became ice, which started the terrible ice age on Earth. At this time, the entire Earth got covered by white ice. Normally, when sunlight touches the Earth, it is absorbed by the surface. However, because the Earth was completely covered with white ice, the sunlight bounced back into the space instead of being absorbed by the Earth. This is why the surface stayed icy for millions of years. But then, volcanic eruptions began from the center of the Earth again, and the heat from these eruptions began to melt the ice. As the volcanoes were erupting, the amount of carbon dioxide in the air began to go up, causing the temperature to rise. This melted most of the ice on Earth, but it also brought back acid rain, making the Earth cold once more and covering most of the surface with ice. This cycle went on for thousands of years. Because of these events, marine creatures changed to adapt to their changing environment. Along the way, many marine creatures and plants disappeared from the Earth, but those who survived adjusted to the changing climate. As oxygen level increased and acid rain became less, the ozone layer began to form and thicken now. About 470 million years ago, a type of plant called moss started growing on the land. Over time, various kinds of plants began to grow on land, and some of them grew as tall as 80 to 100 feet. By that time, the atmosphere had become more stable. Marine animals began adapting to life on land and gradually evolved into dinosaurs. These dinosaurs roamed the earth for next 200 to 300 million years. Around 66 million years ago, a huge asteroid about 10 kilometers wide collided with Earth. It was traveling at an estimated speed of 20 kilometers per second. The impact was incredibly powerful, similar to the explosion of 100 million nuclear bombs at once. The impact created winds over 1000 kilometers per hour near the center of the blast. A cloud of hot dust, ash, and steam spread out from the crater, and about 25 trillion metric tons of materials were thrown into the atmosphere by the blast. Some of this material went into space, scattering throughout the solar system, while some of it came back to Earth, glowing as it re-entered the atmosphere. The impact heated the surface and started massive wildfires, which are believed to have eliminated almost 70% of the forest. The widespread scattering of dust and sulfates globally would have caused a sudden and catastrophic impact on the climate, resulting in significant drops in temperature and devastating consequences. Scientists believe that this impact created an environmental disaster that might have caused the extinction of life on Earth, including dinosaurs. During this period, our ancestors were living under the surface of Earth, which helped them to survive from this catastrophic event. Because of the abundance of dust and gases in the atmosphere, acid rain returned to Earth, making it cold again, and the entire planet got covered in ice once again. However, this ice age did not last for millions of years. After 80 to 90,000 years, the ice began to melt again. When the climate on Earth returned to normal, the animals that had been living under the surface and survived started coming out. In Africa then, there used to be very cold and dense forests. The animal living there slowly evolved into monkeys. However, as the earth warmed up gradually, these dense African forests began to disappear and the monkeys faced shortage of food. For searching foods, these monkeys started walking on their feet, which helped them hunt other animals for survival. Over time, these monkeys evolved into apes. In their search for food, these apes migrated to different parts of the world. Their physical characters, like skin color and height, changed to adapt to the various climates of the regions they moved to. They also discovered fire, began using tools, and gradually evolved into humans. They built societies and religions, and as time passed, they developed technology. Now these humans, which includes us, are the most advanced living beings on Earth. striving to conquer everything. It indeed took nearly 4.5 billion years for Earth to reach the current state, and the transformation from a small creature to humans also took millions of years. However, in the past century, we have caused significant harm to the climate. Our activities are contributing to global warming by emitting substantial amounts of carbon dioxide and other gases into the atmosphere. Scientists do believe that our actions could result in significant and potentially disruptive climate changes on Earth. This could happen in the future if we don't take measures to protect and preserve our planet's climate. It is crucial for us to act responsibly and take steps to minimize the harm we are causing to the climate. Thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe this channel. Your support will inspire us to make more interesting videos.